it's Bree Simulated here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going ahead and doing a speed build video centered around the Eco Lifestyle pack. So, if you didn't know, Eco Lifestyle recently came out for PC and console, and it incorporated a new world called Evergreen Harbor. So this build goes ahead and takes place on one of the new lots there. It's sort of like, what's it called? The shipping views. It's like a shipping container dock industrial style world that exists here in one of the more, I guess, more like, yeah, industrial, impoverished, like not as clean and green areas of the world. So my idea was to go ahead and do a shipping container build, and my first thought was to do it as like really small and teeny tiny and make it something really like tiny living eco lifestyle-esque. But then I realized how big this lot was and that wasn't really going to work here unless I did like a bunch of landscaping, which I didn't really feel keen on doing. So what I went ahead and did was I placed 1, 2, 3, 4... I pretended like there were like 5 shipping containers that had all been dumped here, and they were all sort of left like stacked and placed near each other, but not quite. Like they're not perfectly stacked like the 4 you can see behind it, but they're sort of like that, you know. They were stacked here. Maybe some have been like taken away over time, and these ones have been left here on this lot, and the people who bought this lot just decided to embrace it instead of paying for like a crane to come and get them or whatever. What we did was all of the builds, like the different shipping containers that make up the build, they all are touching in some way or another. Like none are completely independent. They can get to them all from each other. That was my intent. And there also are, like, some of them have several ways to get to each other. So some of them have, like, 2 sets of doors on them. Some of them have no doors. Some of them have, like, 2 ladders in them. There are a whole bunch of different ways that you can get around into these ladders. And you can sort of go from, like, the floor, like, downstairs into most of them as well, and then go up the ladders from there, if that makes sense. But yeah, my intent was to sort of create a bit of, like, a maze, a bit of a unit. And my idea was that, like, maximum 1 or 2 Sims live here. There's only 1 double bed, and I think the bed is set up so you have to scoot. So my idea was that maybe the person who lives here is kind of a loner. Maybe they're a little bit like recluse, a little bit, you know, I don't know, they don't entertain a bunch is my idea behind it. And the main reason why I thought this was because you can see the shipping container on the left, like the left green one. The right green one's a bedroom. The left green one I thought I could make like the kids' bedroom. But then I thought like it doesn't really make a bunch of sense because I wanted to use those double sliding glass doors. And I'm like, it doesn't make a bunch of sense to have a kid's bedroom with big, huge glass doors. Like, I don't know. I feel like you want your kids' room to be kind of like private and cozy. And the other reason why I sort of like, I had a sim in mind when I was creating this. I made the bedroom that's the right-hand shipping container. It has no windows. I don't think it does anyway. If it does, they're like very small and very minimal. Because I thought maybe this person could be like a shift worker or someone who's like really sensitive to light. Like they can't sleep with any light in their room at all or something like that. And that's why this was like perfect for them. Because I was thinking, if you're making a room with no windows, what would be the best room to do that for? My first thought was like a movie studio, but that didn't make a bunch of sense for this. And then my next thought was a bedroom. You know, you don't necessarily need a ton of light in your bedroom if you're only using it for sleep. So hey, why don't we embrace the fact that this room doesn't really have any windows and make it the bedroom? And maybe they're like a shift worker or a nurse, or maybe there's a couple living here and one of them works in a hospital or something like that, or a security guard where they have to work night shift and they come home and sleep during the day. But my other intention was that the green shipping container on the left is sort of like a work from home office. So you've got like a desk in there, you've got your fabricator, and you've got a whole bunch of like arts and craftsy stuff. So, you know, maybe that's what they do on the side, or maybe, it's a couple, one of them's a shift worker, one of them works from home in the office, or maybe it's just a hobby for weekends and after work. But yeah, I just really wanted to create a really like industrial chic modern home and use a whole bunch of new stuff from this pack, but I didn't really restrict with packs. I tried not to use too many, and I think this is already up on the gallery, so you can totally download it. My ID is Bree Simulated, or you can search by the hashtag Bree Simulated. But yeah, I just wanted to create something using the new shipping container textures and ideas, and I felt like this lot was perfect for it. So yeah, I just went ahead and whipped this one up real quick. I think I did this, like this is in my build save, but I think I did this like, I don't know, maybe like a Friday or a Saturday night last weekend. I'm going to upload this weekend. Like this is either going up Saturday or Sunday. And yeah, I filmed it the weekend before. I remember the podcast I was listening to while watching it. Like now looking back at this build while I'm filming this voiceover, I remember the podcast that I was listening to. And it's kind of spoopy because lately when I've been building, I have either been watching Big Brother on like second screen because Big Brother Australia has just started, and I'm usually not a TV watcher, but lately I have been, and that's only on I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or something like that. And when I filmed this, it wasn't out yet anyway, but I didn't even know that they were doing it when I built this, I think. So when I was building this, I was listening to a podcast, and it's called I think it's the True Crime Files or something like that. I'll have to go ahead and link it if I can find it, or if they have a YouTube channel or something, but yeah, it's basically, I think it's by an Australian creator because I'm pretty sure the bloke who narrates a lot of them has an Australian accent. But it's just, and they also talk a lot about Australian cases, which I find so interesting because I feel like often when you're listening to these kinds of podcasts, they're only talking about American things. So yeah, I really love listening to that podcast. And the one that I was listening about was about this, I don't know if this was like appropriate to say for YouTube and like trigger warning, sensitive content about like crimes ahead. But essentially it was about this girl who, she was a dancer, and I think it was in Sydney or somewhere like that. And she went missing, and she eventually ended up being like deceased, like being murdered. And the girl who did it was trying to like steal her identity, and that just sends such shivers down my spine. And now like looking back at this build and remembering what I was listening to while I was building it just freaked me out a little bit, so I just had to share that. But yeah, I really love that podcast. I find it quite like educating, like in a sense that it's educating me on things that happened within Australia, and some of them even like within the state and town I live in that I never knew happened, because I guess as a kid, like your parents don't exactly go around telling you about like murders and stuff. They might tell you like, oh, be careful of stranger danger or whatnot when these things happen, but they don't actually tell you why they're telling you that. Like they don't say, I feel like they don't get too specific about why they're telling you to be careful around strangers or not to get in other people's cars and blah blah blah. Like when you're a kid, they try and I guess make it not too scary and just more like, hey, if this happens, be careful. So I just found listening to these podcasts has been really eye-opening. Like, wow, this stuff does happen where I live, and it's scary and like something you have to be totally aware of. But I just find it really entertaining in an educating way, if that makes sense. So I've just really enjoyed that, and I know a lot of people enjoy the like true crimes and cold case podcasts. I think they're really interesting to listen to. And so yeah, that's what I've been listening to lately while building. What do you guys do when you're building? Do you watch YouTube videos? I don't actually have a second monitor. I just use like my laptop or my phone if I want to watch something else. But I really want to get one. My only issue is I really don't have enough space. Like right now I've got my plant here, but like that can find a new home. But even if I moved my monitor over to the right more, I feel like I wouldn't have enough space for, sorry, my phone is going off like crazy. Let me put that on mute. I feel like I still wouldn't have enough room for an actual second full-on horizontal monitor. And I've been talking about maybe getting a vertical one, or one that you can like change. Like it would have to be a smaller one. And it would have to be one that you can either do vertical or horizontal. I don't know. But that's like I definitely want to look into getting around tax time, which is coming up really, really soon. And I also want to get a new desk chair maybe. It's been something I've been thinking about. The one I have is incredibly squeaky. You probably heard it like literally descend. It's so squeaky, and I have like WD-40'd it 100 times and just nothing will fix it, and I'm sick of it, to the point where I like almost consider sitting on a chair from my dining room just to stop the noise. But this one's just a lot more comfortable. So yeah, I don't know. That's like low on the priority list though. But something high on the priority list is, yeah, getting a new monitor, because I feel like I love watching YouTube videos and Twitch streams and like Big Brother, like live TV when I'm filming and editing and whatnot, but not having a second screen kind of makes it hard. And that's why I love podcasts lately. I'm not really a big music listener. I don't know if that's like taboo to say, but I'm the kind of person who, like, if I'm listening to something, I have to be in the really mood to listen to it. Like, I can't just be like chilling and then I'm like, oh, just turn on some music. Like, I have to be craving whatever I'm listening to. And I don't really crave listening to music while like building or simming a lot. Like, I just want something a bit more chilled out, but I'm not really into chill music. So I don't know if that makes sense. That's why podcast is like the best thing for me. And I also love watching other people's builds where they're just like doing a lot more chill stuff, like just building a speed build like this and talking over the top. That way I don't have to pay too much attention to the actual like visual part. I usually just check in whenever they say like, hey, look, I'm placing a cool fireplace. I'm like, oh, sick, awesome. And then just keep on listening to whatever stories they're telling. And I'll pay attention to the screenshots. That's like my way of digesting build content. But yeah, I'd love to know, what do you guys do while you're building? Or like, what are you doing while you're watching this video? Are you doing your homework? Like, what are you doing? I'd love to know. I am the type of person who, more often than not, and I think this is why I prefer more chilled out stuff, more often than not, when I'm doing something, I can't do anything else. Like, I just am such the type of person who believes that multitasking just isn't effective. Like, I can't listen to music and type a essay at the same time. I can't listen to a podcast and read at the same time. Like, I have to either tune completely out or completely into the one or the other. And I find it so hard to do if there's some other kind of like stimulus going on. So when I'm studying, have to be completely focused, no other distractions, no noises or whatever. And that's why when I'm simming, I think I do find it, like, sometimes I just listen to the in-game audio and that's it. Sometimes I'll listen to music on occasion. If I'm building, I'm more happy to listen to music. But if I'm just playing gameplay, I want to just listen to someone talking. Like, I do not want to listen to music most of the time while playing. I don't know why that is. Do you listen to music? Do you listen to YouTube videos? Or do you listen to podcasts? Or do you just listen to the game audio? Let me know. But yeah, I really love this build. I think it would be kind of inconvenient to play in. I don't know. I haven't actually played in it. Not long after I built this build, my game got so laggy and so horrible. I think I filmed this and then the next day I played part 5 or part 4 of Rags to Riches. And so when I filmed part 4 or 5, or like somewhere in between there, I did a bit of a build for the Rags to Riches series. If you haven't seen or you're not up to date with the Rags to Riches series, I definitely recommend you check it out. It's one of my favorite like challenges that I've done in a while, because obviously the last thing I did was like Discover University, and that wasn't really my best work, and like it wasn't something I was heavily into on YouTube. I loved playing it like in real life, just not on YouTube, I found. But anyway, so yeah, definitely check out Rags to Riches Eco Lifestyle. It's great. And I want to thank anyone and everyone who's commented or liked or watched that series so far. I really appreciate your support. And also, while we're on the topic, I don't know if we've already hit it by the time I'm saying this, but I'm like one subscriber away from, I was about to say 300, from 580 subscribers, which is so wild to me. So if we've hit that, thank you guys so much. And if we haven't, and you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, totally recommend you do. That'd be amazing. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh, my game got really, really laggy, especially in build by. And so I was playing, I don't know if I included this in the last part. I filmed part 5, but not part 6 when I'm recording this one. And part 4 would have gone out on like Friday. So in part 5, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. I'll ask you guys when I upload it to get more information on it. But essentially what happened was the whole world, like the community, the neighborhood that I'm in right now, building this one, the whole world, like concrete, has gone invisible. And it just won't go away. I haven't checked on it since they did the recent hot fix patch. So it might be fixed, but like all the concrete just went invisible and the game was so laggy and so glitchy and so horrible. I was playing off camera a lot because I was trying not to show the fact that half the world was invisible. And yeah, I don't know. We also, I played off camera a lot because it was getting repetitive. But then I decided to stop playing that and not film a part 6 because I was getting frustrated with the lag and the issues and glitches and whatnot. So I went ahead and started a new current household because at that point in time, my current household wouldn't load. It was doing that glitch where you like get in the game, it's all Gucci, and then you click on your household to load the actual lot and it just crashes. But that got fixed with the hot fix. I was playing it last night and that was all good. So I'm very, very happy about that. Also, I'm going to be posting on Twitter. I probably have already posted a couple photos, but the sim I'm currently playing with for my current household, I'll be doing that video soon for this household. You guys have been asking about it on Twitter for a little bit because it's quite a drama-filled series. But I think I'm like, what, 1, 2, 3... Maybe I'm 4 generations into my current household. And the sim I'm currently playing with is gorgeous. Like, she is the most stunning sim ever. I think it should actually be illegal because I think she's prettier than like 99% of the human population. And like, if she were to exist in real life, I think like a rip would be made in the time continuum because she's just so gorgeous. So I'm going to post it on Twitter to see if you guys agree. Damn, I can't remember her name right now. Why can't I remember her name? I can't remember her name at all. But anyway, irrelevant. She's just so pretty, I forgot her name. And yeah, I'm playing with her right now. She's like a marine biologist living in Solani. So Solani is just my favorite world to play in, honestly. Hands down, the best world. The best world to build in. You guys are going to see an island, like eco-living kind of style build soon from me because I built a build for that girl in Solani when she moved there. Because it is just my favorite world to build in and play in. And I also don't mind the cast as well. Definitely one of my favorite packs, Island Living. Like, I know a lot of people hated on it and said it didn't have enough depth and blah, blah, blah. And that I agree with the gameplay. But just in general, living in Solani with other gameplay, amazing. Like, I just find it so gorgeous and so beautiful and like so unique. Such a game changer compared to any other pack. And that makes up for it. Like, I get that a pack alone should be great. You shouldn't need all the other packs to make up for it. You should be able to play just base game and it should be worth its money. But for me, because I do buy most of the packs, that's something I can personally forgive while still acknowledging that it's upsetting to other people, you know? Because I am the type of person who buys every and all expansion pack. So I like to enjoy them all interacting together, if that makes sense. But anyway, so I created another current household, which I don't really know if I'll play with much anymore now that I can get back into my other current household. But I made this one for, the month of June. The other one was for the month of, like, April or May. I've been playing with them for a long time. But essentially, the new one I created was because there were so many glitches. I couldn't open my old file. Rags to Riches was glitching out, so I created this new one. But then, when I created the new one, I had a dog. Like, I had this sim. She was gorgeous. And she had, like, a Jack Russell, a dog. And my plan was for her to be, like, it was sort of Rags to Riches, but not really. Like, a just starter fund kind of thing. And I just wanted to play like normal Sims and just explore the eco lifestyle pack. So I had her with a little Jack Russell and she was going to be like a maker, like a creator, living in that little apartment thing. But there were so many freaking glitches still. So much lag, number one. Number two, you can't build on that balcony. So I had a dog and I wanted to create it and that be like their little piddle station and like where they like hang out to go to the bathroom and stuff. And I couldn't. Like, you can't modify the balcony that's like private to their property, which is so weird. And then the other, like, you can't even furnish it. Like, I get if you couldn't change the fence or you couldn't change the walls, but you can't furnish it. Why? Why can't I put a seat out there? That doesn't make any sense. And then I was having this mad glitch where my dog would just disappear all the time. Just up and poof, gone. And eventually the dog died, and I was like, well, I don't even feel sad because I never got to see it because it was always disappeared. And now I've got my other gameplay back, so I'm kind of like, don't know if I want to go back to her. She ended up having twins and they've just aged up into kids, so I guess I have played with that save for a hot minute. But I'm really, really liking my other current household, which I've played in for like several generations. And she's like a marine biologist, and I think I'm going to have her move to Evergreen Harbor once she maxes out the marine biology career to like pretend she's going over there to like take care of the marine life there. But anyway, that's the end of this build. If you want to download it, it is on the gallery. My ID is Bree Simulated, or search by the hashtag Bree Simulated. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and make sure you share this with your family and friends if you think they would enjoy it. Until next time, I hope you have a very snazzy day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!